Thank you for watching this video on the history of narrative film. My name is William Wentworth, and part one is going to look at the very beginnings of film, including how we physically watch motion pictures. And we're going to go today until 1907, which is when the normal movie-going experience became commonplace, going to a movie theater. We'll talk about that more this time around. But we should really understand what this class is. In this class, we're going to be looking at the history of story films, what are called narrative films. We're not going to look at documentaries, we're not going to look at animations, we're not going to look at experimental or art films unless they have a storytelling element to them. Okay, we're focusing on storytelling movies, the movies that you are probably used to watching. And we're going to start from the very beginning and go to about 2015. For this, I'm going to be using David A. Cook's book, A History of Narrative Film, as the basis. Our focus, just like in that book, is going to be on key films and people, as well as how new storytelling techniques changed how we see movies. Especially in the early days when movies were very short. I will be showing those because they are available on YouTube. When we get to longer films, what are called feature films, the kinds of films that you are probably used to seeing, I'll be showing clips instead of the whole thing. If you want to see the entire film, I will be listing the name of the film, and you can try to find a copy of it on your own. Otherwise, photos will be used for some films. Just a photograph to show you what is happening. How do we physically see motion pictures? Let's examine that. First, this does turn into a bit of a science lesson, so I hope you're ready. There are two things that happen in our eyes and in our brains that allow us to see motion pictures. Because, as you probably know, motion pictures are just a long series of photograph frames, very quickly shown, usually 24 of them in a second. And if you think about a 2-hour movie, you're talking about tens of thousands of pictures shown very fast. So, how do we see them as moving instead of just as photo, 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 photo? First, we have persistence of vision, which the ancient Egyptians knew about, but it was described scientifically by a man named Peter Marc Roget in the year 1824. And it is basically where the brain keeps an image a little after that image goes away. So even though the image is now gone, in your mind, the image is there for a little bit. That is how flip books work, where you have a series of drawings and you flip the pages very fast and it looks like it's moving. That's because the images blend, because the first image is still a little bit there when the second image comes. Same with the third, fourth, fifth. Now, this is from Edward Muybridge, his experiments with taking photos of a horse being ridden. And you can see here that it's 11 pictures, and on the 12th part, you see the movement. Okay? And persistence of vision helps us with this because it makes it blend together. Picture 1 is still a little in our minds when we see picture 2, and so on and so forth. Now, the second one is fairly related to this, the phi phenomenon, discovered by Max Wertheimer in the year 1912, so after movies started being made. And this also involves a blending, where if something is moving fast enough, we see it as a single instead of the single blades of a fan moving one by one. As the fan speeds up, we cannot see the single fan anymore. Instead, we see what looks like 4 fans when originally it was 8, and they're moving slower than they should be because the fan is moving very fast. And now it's going even faster. And now it's slowing down again, even though the entire time it's just going faster and faster. Okay, that's the end of the test. Thank you very much. Bye.